Yo, what's up, Eagles Nation? All my Eagles fans out there, YouTubers. It's your boy Dwayne, aka D Harv, coming at you with another video. The title of this video is 10 Reasons Why the Philadelphia Eagles can make the Super Bowl for the 2019-2020 season. But before I get into that, I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all know something. I'm a die-hard Eagles fan, you know. You see, I had to come with the McNabb jersey on just to let them know, you know, I've been a fan for a long time. Been a fan for about, 13, 14 years now. Ever since the season, I believe it was the Steelers and the Seahawks in the Super Bowl. Ever since that year, I've been an official fan, been following the team. One of the best decisions I made in my life. I can now say my team has a Super Bowl under their belt. And, this video right here is going to explain why we can add a second Super Bowl under that belt. So, just stick with me, follow along, and let me know what you think. All right, here we go. And, oh yeah, for the record, these reasons that I'm about to give you guys, they're in no specific order. They're just the order that I came up with. So, don't feel offended if you think this reason is more important than that reason. It's just 10 reasons. No, no specific level or anything, Yeah, but anyways, back to this heap of things. Reason number one, Howie Roseman. And this is a very underrated aspect of the Eagles' success. People take Howie Roseman for granted, but man, the things that Howie Roseman has been doing with this team the past couple years has been very great. I remember when Chip Kelly was in office and he took all that control away from my man Howie Roseman, so he wasn't able to really, take care of the team like how he's doing now. But, ever since, we got rid of the whole Chip Kelly episode, this, that, and the third, Howie Roseman been on it, man. Making deals, freeing up cap space. I know, like, as of now, after we signed all of our free agent signings and rookies and, all of that, I believe we have, like, $21 million in cap space now. So, we still got money to make moves. And Howie Roseman, that's a man that don't rest, man. He's the man behind the scene. He's not seen on the field because he's not a player, but he's always making plays. And as long as Howie Roseman keeps this team intact, we're going to always have a chance to be great. So, Howie Roseman. Number two, our off-season additions and moves. This is one of the biggest things I like that the Eagles did this year, which all goes back to Howie Roseman and those boys making moves so that the team can perform at a high standard throughout the season. So, just name a couple of off-season moves that I liked. First of all, the re-signing of Brandon Graham. People don't understand how valuable Brandon Graham is to this team. He's a great player, a high motor, and he's just a Philly type of player. From all my years of watching, he's probably one of my favorite Eagles just because his demeanor and his attitude. So shout out to BG. Different guys, off-season additions. We got my boy D-Jack in the building. And when I tell y'all I'm excited that we got D-Jack back in the house, back in Philly, he should have never left, in my personal opinion. But I'm so happy that we got guys like Deshaun Jackson back. We got other guys coming back on the team that, had injuries. Shout out to my boy Mac Hollins. I did like Mac Hollins. We signed my boy Andrew Sendejo from the Vikings, a solid backup safety. And he's going to fit well in the Eagles rotation because he plays a free role. You can put him anywhere. And that's one thing I noticed about this whole Eagles system. Defensively, they need guys that show, versatility. And even on the offensive end, too, in terms of, like, offensive line, they like guys that show versatility. So I feel like a lot of these offseason additions and moves are going to be great. And one guy I do want to point out, another offseason addition that's going to do wonders for us. I almost forgot. Jordan Howard, the third leading rusher in the NFL over the last 3 years. He's ranked number 3 in terms of rushing yards in the NFL. The Eagles have been missing their running game last year. The 2017 season when we won the Super Bowl, a big part of that was our running game. Number 3, an experienced defense. Now, this is one of the main things I like. The fact that we have experienced defense. We don't have guys trying to come in, and they're forced to hurry up and catch up and learn the scheme. Like, yeah, of course, as a fan, I want all the players to learn the scheme as quick as they can. I'm sure they want to learn the scheme as quick as they can too. But the fact that we have an experienced defense, guys that returning starters, especially in the secondary, we got guys that didn't play last year or didn't finish the season due to injury. You got Jalen Mills coming back from injury. You got Ronald Darby coming back from injury. You got my boy Rodney McLeod coming back at safety to be tag teaming with Malcolm Jenkins back there, which in my opinion is one of the best safety duos in the National Football League. You feel me? Because them boys be laying the bad back there. You feel me? But yeah, man. And then you go down to the defensive line. We got experienced defense. We still got my boy Fletcher Cox. We're gonna talk about him in the D-line a little bit later in this video too. We got Brandon Graham. We got Derek Barnett coming back from injury. Another starter. A lot of rotation guys. We saw my man from Jacksonville. Can't even think of his name right now. It'll come back. But one point I'm saying is we have an experienced defense. We might be a little young at the linebacker position, but we still got guys that have been on the team. So they understand the system. They know what Jim Sports expects out of his players. So I feel like this experienced defense is going to help us out in the long run. It's like they say, defense wins championships. They say offense wins games, but defense wins championships. So I feel like as long as we keep an experienced defense, a defense that's been there before, hey, we're going to be pretty tough to beat. Number four reason, Carson Wentz. Now, he's the quarterback of this team. He is leading this team. No disrespect to Nick Foles. Nick Foles did what he did. Hey, I ain't got nothing but love for Nick Foles. If I couldn't have Carson Wentz as my quarterback, I would take Nick Foles every day. But listen, Carson Wentz is that guy when it comes to quarterback. It's no surprise to me that the Eagles are, offering Carson Wentz a big extension, a big deal, because of course they see that Carson Wentz is the franchise quarterback, and they let him know, hey Carson, you're the franchise quarterback, you're our guy. So with that being said, he's gonna be playing. So the quicker y'all digest that, all the Foles versus Wentz people, just digest the fact that Carson Wentz is gonna be playing. Now I know there's people out there, maybe talking about, oh, Carson Wentz can't stay healthy. He's always on the sideline, this, that, and the third. But, there's plenty of players that had, a rough injury history coming at the beginning of their career. Even Nick Foles had some years where he had, a couple injury problems. I remember one year, I felt like we could have made a deep run in the playoffs. Nick Foles broke his collarbone. But nobody don't talk about that, though. But, ever since Carson Wentz got an injury, they always saying, oh, Carson Wentz can't do this, Carson Wentz can't stay healthy. But I'm going to be real with you. The year he got hurt, the year he tore his ACL, Carson Wentz was tearing the league apart. I mean, receiving, let's be real. If Carson Wentz didn't tear his ACL that year, he'd have probably been MVP of the league. Would have probably been number one on the top 100 players list. I believe he was ranked number 3, voted by all his peers in the NFL. So let's not act like Carson Wentz is a scrub. And I feel like Carson Wentz is going to return back to his MVP form this year, being that he's 2 years coming, 2 years off of an ACL injury. Yeah, he had the little fracture in his back, but as a long off season, Carson Wentz is going to have time to heal. I feel like he's going to be more mentally prepared than he was last year, having a whole off season to prepare, to practice, and get all those reps in. Carson Wentz is going to be back to his MVP style without a doubt in my mind. So, with that being said, as long as we got Carson Wentz, I feel like he can lead us back to the promised land. Carson Wentz is going to be dangerous. And then, the fact that he sat down and learned a lot of things with Nick Foles, from Nick Foles, Carson Wentz is going to be dangerous. He's going to rip this league apart. And my prediction, I'm going to let y'all know something a little early. My Super Bowl prediction is actually Carson Wentz versus Patrick Mahomes, Eagles versus Chiefs Super Bowl. That's my Super Bowl prediction. I might make another video about that in the near future. But on to the next one, number 5. Yeah, y'all know how the NFL Network, when they do the top 10, number 5. Yeah, shout out to McNabb though. Number 5, Fletcher Cox in the D-line. Now, for a lot of people that don't know, a strong D-line is a big recipe for a great team. Yeah, you can have good guys back there in the secondary. You don't even have to necessarily have top tier guys in your secondary. But if you got guys on the defensive line constantly putting pressure on the quarterback, constantly getting in the backfield, stuffing up those holes, stopping the run, forcing your quarterback to throw, it's going to make the secondary's job much easier. And, you know, we got guys like I said, we got Fletcher Cox. Eagles re-signed Brandon Graham. We got Derek Barnett coming back from injury. We have a lot of guys on the defensive line. And not to mention we got Benny Curry back. A lot of guys that just know the scheme, man. And I feel as long as we getting pressure on the quarterback, it's going to be rough for them. Plain and simple. And we got another free agent defensive tackle from the Colts, too. You know, these names, you know, trying to remember these names, but it's all good. It's all good, though. But as I feel, as long as the defensive line is getting pressure, we're going to be hard to beat. But yeah, number 6. Too many offensive weapons. Let me take the do-rag off real quick. Do-rag getting a little. Back to the video. Number 6. Too many offensive weapons. Now, honestly, offensively, there is no excuse why we can't be one of the best offenses this league has ever seen. If you break down by position, you know, offensive line, we've had a good offensive line, you know, over the past couple years. So I'm not, you know, worried about the offensive line. Quarterback, Carson Wentz, we already discussed that. It's self-explanatory. Running backs, we got Josh Howard. We got my man from Penn State. I can't even remember his name. That we drafted out of Penn State. We got Darren Sproles, you know, possibly coming back. And we still got other guys. Josh Adams. Still might have Wendell Smallwood. Depends on how many running backs Dougie P want to keep. But we'll see. The running game, I feel like we're going to have a strong running game, kind of like how we did in the 2017 season. So simple as that. As long as we keep running the ball and moving them chains, it's going to open up plays for Wentz. And then back with the offensive weapons, let's look at receiver. You got Alshon. You got Nelson Aguilar. You got Deshaun Jackson. You got Mac Hollins. You got the rookie we drafted. I'm sorry, rookies. I can't remember your names right now. We got plenty of weapons at tight end. At the tight end position, we got Zach Ertz. Y'all know about Ertz so good. And we got Dallas Goedert, where I feel like he's gonna have a breakout season. We're gonna have one of the best deep threats in the NFL. Maybe 2 of the best deep threats in the NFL if we do keep Nelson Aguilar. I low-key do hope that we keep Nelson Aguilar, but I understand if there's a trade scenario we can, you know, maybe get something to help improve the team. I understand. I get it. Why we would need to trade Nelson Aguilar, but I hope he does remain a member of this team. And I'm sure a lot of Eagles fans hope he remains a member of this team too. But the point I'm trying to make is we got all these deep threats, all these targets for Carson Wentz. You know, who you going to double team? You can't double team anybody. You just can't. You can double team Alshon, you're going to leave Deshaun Jackson running free. You're going to double team Ertz, Alshon right there. You're going to be trying to man up and guard everybody. Nelson Aguilar going to beat you. So it's like really pick your poison. But at the end of the day, the Eagles have too many offensive weapons. And I feel like that's going to be overbearing for a lot of defenses. Number 7. Doug Peterson, a.k.a. Mr. Hey, we're going to get some ice cream after this film. We're going to get some ice cream after this video after practice. Dougie P. Peterson. Look, man. Dougie P. is that dude. Doug Peterson is a great coach, great mind. And he has his players sold in his system. He has his players believing in him, which is why he's going to always have great teams for the majority of his seasons. Not saying every year is going to automatically be a 12+ win season, you know, because that's not likely for most teams. Even the Patriots, they don't always have a 12+ win season. Yeah, but we beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Yeah, just want to throw that in there. But I'm saying, man, Doug Peterson, great football mind. not afraid to gamble. He believes in his players just like how his players believe in him. The way Doug Peterson is just getting better with play calling and timing on knowing when and when not to make a play. You know, I'm passionate about that because, you know, I want to be a coach one day. I'm inspiring to be a coach one day. So maybe when Doug Peterson, you know what I'm saying, finish with his tenure in Philly coaching, you know what I'm saying, hey, y'all boy call me, you know what I'm saying, Coach Harmon on the scene, Coach Dwayne, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and do the thing. Jeffrey Lurie, holla at me, you feel me? Number 8. The number 8 reason why the Eagles can make the 2019-2020 Super Bowl is the fact that we have a deep and talented roster. Not even talking about the starters right now, because we know as far as the starters are concerned, pretty much on offense and defense, majority of the people that's returning are starters. So that should be optimistic about why we can be able to make a run in the playoffs. Honestly, ain't no question about us not going to the playoffs. We going to the playoffs. That's ain't no we can go to the playoffs. Nah, we going to the playoffs. Straight up. But the fact that we have a deep, talented roster, man. You look on our offensive line, you know, when you got guys like JP go down, you got Big V coming in at positions. We got Stefan Wenzewski. I might have said that name, butchered that name a little bit. My bad, Stefan. It's all good, though. But we just got guys that, you know, versatility on the team. We got, you know, our backfield. We got 4 to 5 guys you can put in and they can run the ball. Straight up. They can get you good yardage every single play. Wide receivers, we talked about that, how deep our receiving core is. You can't double team anybody because you're gonna leave somebody open. So I feel like we're just gonna put up a lot of points because of them. Defensively, you look at our defensive line, we're gonna have a big rotation on the defensive line. We got guys that just getting better. We got guys like Vinny Curry and them boys coming back, just adding to the rotation. You know, our linebacking crew, that's probably the most questionable position everybody talked about, but I still feel like we'll be just fine. You know, we got guys like Nate Gary that's going to be really having the opportunity to play a lot, and, you know, I like what I seen from him. Even though he's a smaller linebacker, I like what I seen from him. We got other guys coming in, undrafted free agents, you know, I've been reading about, things like that. I feel like we'll be pretty solid at the linebacker position, and if Howie want to pull the trigger and get another linebacker, I'm all for it. Our secondary. All my Eagles fans, we know last year we were bombarded by injuries. I mean, we had injuries, just people dropping like flies, especially in the secondary. It got to the point where we only had one starter in the secondary, Malcolm Jenkins. Quick shout out to Malcolm Jenkins. Eagles front office, I don't know, you know, if those reports are true about Malcolm Jenkins holding out from camp, but if it is true, if that is the reason why Malcolm Jenkins not showing up, I need to go ahead and pay my mans, because you got to be real. He flat out he balls every week. Win, lose, tie, Malcolm Jenkins balls every week. He might make a mistake every blue moon, but look, Malcolm Jenkins is a baller, and you got to pay the man or somebody else will. Straight up. But you look back at last year, we lost 3 of our starters in the secondary. I mean, we had guys in the secondary like that just got signed on the practice squad on Thursday. They were starting on Sunday. That's how bad it got. And then the game we lost against the Saints, 48-7. We came in that game already had second stringers coming in. The Rasul Douglases and the Cindy Jones, they both got hurt. Avonte Maddox got hurt. But in between all of that, you know, guys going down with injuries, we have so many guys in our secondary that you can put them in right now. You know, with all the secondary, I feel like our secondary is probably going to be starting. It's probably going to be Jalen Mills, Ronald Darby. That's just probably how it's going to be. And then, you know, you're going to have Cravon LeBlanc. I love the way he plays. He's a great player. Avonte Maddox, another baller. Rasul Douglas and Cindy Jones. You know, one of them may not be on the team when the season starts. We shall see. You know, we got Roddy McLeod coming back at safety. Malcolm Jenkins, you know, they're going to do what they do. Andrew Sendejo coming in to fill them voids, basically being the Corey Graham of this year's team. So we're going to do good. I feel like we're going to do good. We have a deep, talented roster. So when guys go down, I feel like we're going to just step up and answer the call. Now, the number 9 reason why the Eagles will be going to the Super Bowl. Well, can be going to the Super Bowl. Can win the Super Bowl this year. That's better to say. But I feel like, you know, as an Eagles fan, I'm going to be biased and say, yeah, we can and we will. But the video is why we can't win. Because you got to put it out on the field. The season hasn't started yet. Y'all get that. But the number 9 reason why the Eagles can win the 2019-2020 Super Bowl is our run game and offensive line combination. But we already talked about, you know, we're running back. We got Jordan Howard. We got, you know, possibly Darren Sproles coming back. We got my man from Penn State that the Eagles drafted. Josh Adams, Wendell Smallwood, and all those guys. You know, we got a versatile offensive line. You know, our starters, we got JP, you know, coming back for another year. Jason Kelsey at center. They got Brandon Brooks, Lane Johnson, Stephen Wisniewski. You know, and then we got other guys that can fill in these voids and can flat out play. So I feel like the run game, offensive line, we just keep running the ball, eating up the clock, and let Wentz do him. We're going to be pretty dang hard to beat. And the number 10 final reason why I feel like the Eagles can win the 2019-2020 Super Bowl is home field advantage. Look, it's simple. If the Eagles get the number 1, number 2 seed, well, in this situation, it'll be good, you know, just get the number 1 seed. But if we get the number 1 seed and have home field throughout the playoffs and the first round bye, we're gonna be tough to beat. Simply because we have less games to prepare for, and then the fact that we're playing in Philly. Now, me as an Eagles fan, yet I've never been to an Eagles game before. I've been to the stadium. I've toured the stadium one summer back when Vic and Jackson was a thing in Philly. You know, I took a picture under Michael Vick's locker when I had the Vic jersey on. You know what I'm saying? I might drop that in the video or something like that. But man, to play in Philly in January, it's cold, the fans, and it's a fact. Eagles have the most passionate fans in the NFL. It's plain and simple. I'm not even saying that as a biased thing. The Eagles have the best fan base out of all the teams in the NFL. It don't matter where we travel, where we have a game. Eagles Nation is deep. You know, and it was kind of embarrassing. I remember we played the Rams last year in LA. It got to the point where whenever the Eagles got a first down, you would hear the crowd cheering. Like, come on. How you on the road, but people still cheering for you while you on the road? Let that sink in. And LA Rams fans, y'all need to do better. Rams, y'all need to do better, period. See, I can talk my trash about the Rams because we beat them 2 years in a row. The Hollywood Heights, you feel me? But yeah, man, the Eagles get home field advantage throughout the playoffs. We're going to be tough to beat. Coming into that environment, man, y'all saw what we did in the 2017 Y'all saw what we did in the 2017 season, man. The Eagles get home field advantage. We could be something special. I'm telling you. We can be something special. And we can get back to the Super Bowl. And like I said, my Super Bowl prediction is the Eagles and the Chiefs. Carson Wentz versus Patrick Mahomes. But hey, man, those are 10 reasons why I feel like the Eagles can make this year's Super Bowl, man. I'm not just up here doing this, you know, just for views and anything like that. You know, just voicing my honest opinion. You know, I've watched a lot of football. You know, I'm passionate about the sport. And being able to witness the Eagles' 2017 Super Bowl winning season, you know, you begin to know the recipe that Doug Peterson wants to bring another title to this team. And I'm feeling like what the things they're doing in Philly now is a great recipe for success. And I feel like, in my honest opinion, I feel like we could be the next dynasty. I feel like we could be the Warriors of the NFL. Straight like that. We got a strong nucleus. We got a family bond in Philly. And I know the players are passionate, just as passionate as the fans. And I know they're going to lay it down on the line. You know, I can't wait for this upcoming season. You know, so, hey, once the season starts, we're going to watch. We're going to find out. And we're going to see if this video, you know, comes to life. Hopefully, you know, Eagles back me up on this. Like I said, I said this is why we can win the Super Bowl. I ain't say we will, because the season ain't start yet. Can't swallow before you chew, you feel me? But yeah, 10 reasons why we can win the Super Bowl. So don't be surprised, Eagles Nation, if you see us in the Super Bowl doing the thing, possibly hosting up another Lombardi trophy and then some, because I really feel like we can do that. But man, that's all I got for y'all today. Make sure y'all like and subscribe at the bottom. Tag an Eagles fan, tag a football fan. If you're an Eagles fan, you know, let me know what you think. And even if you're not an Eagles fan, I don't care if you're a Cowboy fan, the Colts fan, hey, just comment below, talk your trash. But just know, if you ain't Eagles Nation, I'm gonna talk my trash back, you feel me? But just let me know what y'all boys think. Holla at me. My IG in the bottom in the description. My Twitter in the bottom in the description. So y'all just get at me. Tag an Eagles fan, like I said, tag an Eagles player. Shoot, tag the Eagles account. Let them boys know, hey, this is what it is this year, man. Eagles gonna do great things this year. Y'all boys be easy, be blessed. 10 reasons why the Eagles might go to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we up next.